All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, we're moving on up to the east side,
Moving on up.
to a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen, and peas don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of shit right here just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues, getting our turn at bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment. We're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie.
This is just an opportunity to reflect on all the movements forward that allowed me to move up. So when I think of moving on up and I think of the Jeffersons, I think about the ownership and all the trails that they blazed. And for me, this song is about honoring the people who allowed you and who boosted you to move forward, and then doing the same for the next. So.
And moving on up means to me, it's inspiration. So when you think about all of the black people who have done wonderful things, and we know about it, we've heard about it all month long, moving on up was one of those inspirational phrases that we just held in our hearts that gave us hope that we could do more and be more. So that's what it means to me.
I was a teenager when the Jeffersons first aired. I think it was around 1975. And when you think about it, 1975 wasn't that far away from the civil rights struggle. So during that time, we were dealing with a lot of issues. When we talk about moving on up, I think about redlining. And there were a lot of opportunities that black folks did not have to move to the east side. Being a product of the inner city, it was a far-fetched dream for me to believe that I could live in a high-rise apartment on the east side of town. So it was very inspiring for me. It encouraged me as my generation to see positive images of a cleaner's owner, somebody that had their own businesses.
Do you folks mind if I ask you something?
No, go right ahead.
You live in this apartment, right?
Uh-huh.
And you got an apartment in this building too?
Yes, that's right.
Well, how come we overcame and nobody told me?
My parents rented until we were fortunate enough to purchase our home, but we didn't see a lot of opportunities of business owners being able to excel to the level of the Jeffersons. And so it inspired me to go to college, along with other shows such as Julia, such as Good Times. All those shows were inspiring because they had positive messages despite, in the midst of all the comedy. So I was inspired, as was my generation, to want more than my current situation, to move beyond the moment that I was in.
Moving on up for me, on my mother's side of the family, we have a lot of college degrees, and then there are some that didn't get their college degrees. So I was proud, as the youngest grandson, to be one of the first ones to graduate from an HBCU, Morehouse College. Morehouse, dear old Morehouse. Shout out to Morehouse. Yeah, so it's a great thing. My father graduated from Morehouse. My mother is now in school as a college sophomore. And she is 70, next week she'll be 74 years old. But she was the breadwinner in our household. And so to see those different dynamics in my household and to watch, my grandmother, she moved from the rural South, and knowing that she didn't get her degree, but 3 of her 7 children did. And that was major to us. And so I wanted to follow that example.